Hey all, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to remove, test and replace the front door lock actuator on this 2023 Toyota Sienna. Let's get this power window master switch out, and we'll use a trim tool to get it out of there. I'll put the links for some of the tools that you may find useful to do this job in the video description. You can just grab it and lift it up a bit with your hands, and then get the trim tool under there and just work your way around in a vertical direction until you disengage all the clips that are holding it on. A little bit stuck in there. All right, now we can disconnect the connectors. Squeeze the tab and pull the connector out, and same with this one right here. Next, we'll remove this cover. You can get the trim tool in behind here like this and pry it out, and just pull it out from inside here. And now we have this little cover inside the grab handle. You can take it out with a small flat blade screwdriver like this. Open it up. Now remove the 3 screws we just exposed with a number 2 Phillips bit. Now we can disengage all the clips holding the door panel on. You can hold the door with your knee so it doesn't close, and then you can just start unclipping the clips. Okay, and now we can take it off the top. Like that. Now we have some connectors to disconnect on the inside, and cables for the door lock. We've got the 2 cables right there. So remember, the white one goes on top, and you just put your finger under it, slide it off like that, and then you get the little ball out of its socket. And then same with this green one, slide it off, get the little ball out. Now depending on your trim package, you may have more connectors here for seat memory, I think, and maybe another one for illumination. My trim package only has 1 connector at the bottom right there for the courtesy door light. We could have popped this light out earlier too. You can just press it from the inside, and then you have this little connector we can disconnect. Squeeze the tab and pull. I've briefly rehung it here on one corner just to disconnect this light. Again, we could have done that earlier when we just popped the bottom out. It would make it a little bit easier for us, but it is what it is. Now we can unclip this. Nothing else is holding this panel on, so it can come right off. And just double check to confirm that all of the clips are in the panel and none of them stayed in the door, because sometimes they can stay in the door and you don't notice it, and you're gonna go put the panel back on and it will clip on, but now it's not gonna be attached at one point. It can cause a rattle and it's just not gonna be good. So if any are left in the door, use a trim tool to pop them out of there and reinstall them back in the panel. We have 3 of these locks here. Turn them counterclockwise, 45 degrees, like that. To get this wiring harness out, so squeeze with some curved needle nose pliers, and then you can pop the clip out. this one's a stubborn one. There we go. Unplug the door lock actuator connector, squeeze the tab and pull. Get the wire harness out of the holders. And same with this lower one. We can get these clips out. And then we have a few more of these ones here. And we can slide this cover off of the door lock cables. I'm going to remove these two bolts holding the window track in. It's not strictly necessary, but it gives you more space to mess around there. And now this track can be kind of moved around a bit so you can see the actuator better. We can also pop this wiring harness clip out for the same reason, just to have more access there. Now we can kind of move this wire around a bit. I wanted to show you the control rod inside there for the door handle. So that's something that people forget to reinstall all the time. So I wanted to show you what it looks like before we disconnect the actuator. And when I pull the door handle, see, that's what presses down to actually open the door. So that's an important thing we gotta do when we're reinstalling this thing. Now let's remove these 3 T30 Torx bolts. And be ready to catch the actuator if it wants to fall down. No, still sitting there. Okay, now let's get it out of here. Slide it down to get it off that shift rod or the unlock rod. And we gotta get it around that harness that we just unbolted. There we go. All right. And here it is in all its glory. Now we can do some testing on this door lock actuator. Just open this cover up so we can see what's going on inside. We can tell that the actuator is unlocked because the cable here is really short. When it's locked, it extends. And also I removed it with the door being unlocked, of course. So we can check between the 2 pins right here. So that's the 2 center pins. There are no right pins in here, they're gone. So the 2 little center pins, these 2 right here, we should have continuity between them when this actuator is unlocked as it is right now. There we go, 0.2 ohm, so that check passes. Now when we supply the battery positive voltage to this pin here and negative to this pin, this actuator should lock. There we go. So now you can see the cable is extended, and now we can test between the 2 pins that we tested before, and we should have no continuity or above 10 kilo ohms. Okay, we're good. We have open circuit there. Above 10 kilo ohms. Perfect. Now let's reverse the polarity to our contacts there. So we'll supply ground to that pin that we were working on before, and we'll supply power to the opposite side. Okay, and you can see that the actuator unlocked again. So that all passes. If we ended up having to replace this actuator, we would pop these cables off, or pop them out, I guess you could say, because the new actuator would not come with them. So just like that, and like this. And there we go. And you would install them into the new one. When reinstalling it, it's important to make sure that the drive rod on the door lock cylinder engages into here, into this X, because I've seen people install the rod and it sticks out on the side like this because it's possible it's kind of wobbly. I'll show you the rod inside, but when you're reinstalling, it's critical that it fits in here. Otherwise, your outside door lock cylinder won't work with a key. And also make sure this is in neutral position, so not cranked all the way back and not all the way forward, but in the middle. That's the rod that it needs to engage with. You see when I turn the key what happens? So if you don't install that into that cutout on the actuator, it's not going to work. Lastly, if this seal here is damaged or completely squished and flat, it should be replaced to prevent water entry into the vehicle. I'm going to reuse this one. It still looks to be in a pretty good condition. And we need to make sure that the rod for the door handle also goes into the hole, so that's good. And now I'm kind of going by feel, but it feels like the door lock cylinder rod is also in the right place, and we'll test it before we reassemble everything. Let's reinstall these 3 T30 Torx bolts. I'm just going to install them finger tight for now, and make sure that everything is connected and works properly first before I torque them. That's our door handle rod, so that's been reinstalled properly. And now take a look at the cable when I use the key in a door lock cylinder. So one way, other way. So that's hooked up correctly as well. Perfect. We can proceed with the rest of the reassembly. Tighten these 3 bolts to 44 inch-pounds or 4 foot-pounds. Clip this harness back in, and then line up this window channel. You can slide it up and down a bit, so if the holes don't line up to where they're supposed to be, you can move it a little bit. tighten to 55 inch-pounds or 5 foot-pounds. Reinstall the cover, feed the cables through the opening there, and then there's our 2 harnesses there. Clip the 4 clips in. And then this is the harness for the door lock actuator. Pop it in there. And then this is the little harness for the courtesy light. And now get these 3 clips back in like this and twist till they lock. So to reinstall this panel, we're going to make sure that that cable and connector goes through the hole for the courtesy light. We'll hook these 2 up, and then these will go through the door handle hole. And then if you have a different trim level package, you may have another 1 or 2 connectors. Green one goes on the bottom, clips in. White one goes on top. Clips in, and now we can get the panel on. Okay, now set it straight and then just push it on. Make sure to go all around and engage all the clips. That feels good. Reinstall the 3 screws. The small black one goes in here into this door handle here, or where the door lock area is. Just tighten them by hand. There's no like torque spec on them or anything. And then we have the 2 big silver ones. Those go into those yellow grommets. So get those in too and snug them up nice and tight. That's good, but not too tight. You know, you don't want the grommet to get stripped. Definitely don't tighten these with an impact gun or anything like that, because it will just damage things. Great. Close this little cover. Install this bezel right here, so get it in like that from the front. Clip it in. Make sure it's in properly. Reinstall this little light. Actually goes like this, so with a connector pointing up. Now we can reinstall the master window switch. So insert the connector and push until it clicks, and same with this one. And now we can line it up and press straight down until it engages. All right, everything works. That's great. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more Toyota Sienna maintenance and repair videos. See you next time. Cheers.